Hello, this video will explain how to integrate RingCentral and Zoho CRM using the phone bridge. When you're logged into Zoho CRM as an administrator, you want to go to Settings, which is the gear icon on the right. Now you want to look for Channels and Telephony. Your settings may look a little different because you could always customize this, but you should be able to find Telephony under Channels. These are all your options, which is where you're going to want to type in RingCentral. This screen should appear where you could enable it. Once you clicked Enabled, that's really all you had to do for this pop-up to appear for every user's computer when they log into Zoho CRM. If they don't see this, they could just click on the phone gear icon on the bottom right. Then if they are not logged into CRM yet using RingCentral, then they would get this pop-up. This is where I would want to click Login. Once I went to all the screen pops for logging in, you should be back at this screen with the disable button now red. That means that you are enabled RingCentral. What we're going to do now is we're going to try to see if the phone bridge is enabled. It's a good indication it is because we have the phone numbers in green. These are test leads, so we're going to have to change one of the numbers to test it out. Remember, you could always click on the phone gear icon on the bottom right to get the different options. Don't show call pop or show call pop. Then you could change the preferences of how you want to use your RingCentral. You could have it ring on my phone, ring at my soft phone, or I could put in my cell phone or another phone. You could have a browser extension, and these are my phone numbers that I could select. You could use your soft phone or a desktop app. All your options. Check them all out and see which one works for you. You're going to want to install the soft phone or the desktop app. The soft phone is their phone product. The desktop app is their all-inclusive app. I'm going to save the desktop app right now. We're going to enter in my cell phone number and go into pop up in Safari that asking me if I can enable it, and this is my RingCentral app. And now my cell phone is ringing, trying to call myself using my RingCentral all-inclusive app. There's a screen pop that I could add a follow-up action. I could add it as a call and click Done. Upon refresh, I'll see the number of activities in a Close Activities option where I called this lead several times. Now I'm calling this lead, and what's going to happen, we're going to have a little screen pop, is recognize the phone number that I'm calling. So this phone number is calling us, actually, rather. This phone number is calling us. Zoho CRM phone bridge recognized it, and I could answer it on my RingCentral app. As we're going to put this on mute. We're not talking, the conversation ends. Now I have an option to leave notes. You could add a follow-up action to call back in the future. Next Thursday, next week. So now we should have closed activity again, and we should have an open activity as well. Yep. This is our callback that we just set up, and this was an incoming call coming in from James, which is my cell phone number. You could further tweak the screen. If you want to set it to a deal, you can. Call result. These are all fields that you could actually customize and tweak, and we could show you that in the next video. So what happens if you would like to uninstall or use a different extension for this Zoho CRM? So one thing you could do is disable the phone bridge. If you disable the phone bridge, everyone will get a little pop-up that says login again. When it's a couple of users, that may be okay, but if it's hundreds of users, I don't know if you want to do that. The other thing you could do is you could navigate over to your RingCentral portal. That looks like this. And here you could, each user would have to go to that extension, more, next to settings, authorized apps, and look for Zoho by Zoho. And that's in your RingCentral. So that's not very descriptive, but that's what it is. Zoho app name by Zoho. And you want to delete that. If you remove that, it's going to prompt you to log in again just for the user who removed this from their portal. So now this user should get a pop-up as soon as the cache clears. We should get that pop-up. There it is. It took some time. It took about a minute, maybe 30 seconds before the cache cleared. And now when I reload or want to click preferences, I get this pop-up window again. And now I'm back to, again, just this RingCentral user. Not everybody, just this user will have to log in again. So that was how you set up RingCentral Phone Bridge for Zoho CRM. But what if you have Zoho One? I've just initiated Zoho One for this user, and now I have a Zoho One panel. When I navigate over to the Zoho One administrative panel, which is just simply one.zoho.com, and then when you go to one.zoho.com, you'll end up on a screen like this. You could go to admin panel. Marketplace, and here is you have the phone you already set up. You could access it, and it looks very much the same as in Zoho CRM. Oh, okay, so that's interesting because we have Zoho One now. That's why. So if I click View Configuration now in CRM, it'll take me to Zoho One panel. It's going to look the same as this one. Here I have a preferences icon, which I could do not log missed calls if user answers it. And I could also disable that if I want to. If I enable other applications that could use Phone Bridge, like Zoho Desk, I have other options. So now I have Zoho Desk Preferences. I could create a ticket for a missed call. Oops. All missed calls, inbound missed calls, outbound missed calls. And I could send it to whatever departments. So now every time I miss a call, it's going to create a ticket. I could uncheck this. Those are going to be your options. If you enable other applications like Recruit, that also has Zoho Phone Bridge, you get other options as well. So in summary, you could go to Zoho CRM, Settings, Telephony, set up your RingCentral integration, then it's going to ask you to log into your user, and every other user will be asked the same thing. They need to be making sure they're using their RingCentral login, not their Zoho login, when they're trying to log into the RingCentral extension, phone bridge, I mean. Settings could be changed under the phone settings icon, preferences, and if you do need to log off a user, but not everybody, then that user will need to go to the RingCentral portal and they need to find where the More tab is, and they need to delete that integration.